afternoon, Standard 6 learners, and welcome to our Christian Religious Education online recorded lesson. Last week, we learned about acquiring socially responsible behavior. This week, we are continuing with the same topic, acquiring socially responsible behavior. And today, we will be looking at acquiring socially responsible behavior at home, acquiring socially responsible behavior in public. And in public, we will mainly be looking at school, church, and the community. Now, when we talk of acquiring socially responsible behavior at home, what do we mean? Class 6. As Christians, we acquire socially responsible behavior at home when we love our family members. When you love your family members, you acquire socially responsible behavior. 2, when you appreciate our neighbors or your neighbors, it is important you appreciate whoever is living next to you. 3, when you help in home chores or activities at home. 4, when you obey your parents. 5, when you take care of our property at home. 6, when you clean the environment surrounding your home. And lastly, when you respect your parents and people in the community. That is acquiring socially responsible behavior at home. But when we talk of acquiring socially responsible behavior in public, we should behave responsibly when outside our homes. For instance, while in school, in church, or in the community in which we live in, we should behave responsibly. This will make us have good relationship with God and with others. First, let us look at school. When we talk of acquiring socially responsible behavior in public, the school setting, House of Grace School. At school, God expects us, 1, to keep time. Do you keep time when you come to school? Do you keep time when you are coming from break time? Do you keep time when changing from one lesson to the other? 2, God expects us to help where other pupils or weak pupils in their areas of weakness. For example, you might be good in mathematics. Your desk mate is not good in mathematics. How are you helping your friend? So it is important you help weak pupils in the areas of weakness. 3, God expects us to share our books with others. God also expects us to keep our classroom and the school compound clean. God expects us to treat others with kindness. And the same God expects us to respect property of yourself, your own property, and the property of others. And lastly, God expects us to respect all pupils, or I would say all people in our school. For example, teachers. Do you respect your teachers? Cooks. Do you respect those people who are cooking for us food? Do you respect the drivers? Do you respect the security guards? So it is a command from God that we respect all these people. Let's come to church. Acquiring socially responsible behavior in church. In church, God expects us to show socially responsible behavior in our places of worship. As responsible Christians, we are expected to, one, obey our church elders and pastors. Do you respect your pastors? Do you respect the church elders? That is a command from God. Two, God expects us to attend church services. Every Sunday, do you attend Sunday school? Or you stay at home? If you stay at home, that is very wrong. There is a church here, House of Grace Church. It is important if your parents are not going to church. It is important every Sunday you wake up early, tell your parents to take you to House of Grace Church or any other church that you are fellowshipping in. If you don't have a church, there is a church here, House of Grace. Come to it. 3, God expects us to obey the word of God that we are taught in church. Whatever we are taught in church, do we obey it? 4, God expects us to expose our talents, our gifts that are in us. God also expects us to attend to Bible study and participate in other church activities. Over the holidays, we normally have vocational Bible study here. Do you normally attend it? If you don't, please make a covenant with God that when we will have a vocational Bible study, you attend. And lastly, God expects us to give tithe and offerings. That is a command from God. Whatever we earn, we need to give 10% of it. And every Sunday when we come to our church or Sunday school, we must have good offering to give to God. And lastly, let's look at acquiring socially responsible behavior in public, and this is the community. In the community, God expects us to show responsible behavior by 1, paying taxes to the government. When we say paying taxes to the government, especially to those people who are working, it is important every year we submit our tax returns. When we pay tax, your parents will be able to tell you. Every month there are some money which they are deducted, and this money goes to the church. We are expected to obey the state laws. We are expected to report to our workplaces on time. We are expected to take care of their community property, such as a school or the church. We are supposed to take care of our environmental. For example, when it is tree planting day, we are supposed to participate. We are supposed to respect elders in the society. Whoever that is above your age, always respect that person. But respect, it is important you respect everyone. God, in the community, God also expects us to help the needy. And lastly, God expects us to participate in community activities. Thank you for this lesson. See you next week.